Hey everyone, it's Allison here. Just wanted to post a video blog about raw vegan birth control. Woohoo! Anyhow, not that it has anything to do with food, but I just use that title to get your attention because I'm assuming that people that are in the raw vegan path definitely want to do everything they can to be natural. You don't want to ingest anything that is artificial or insert anything in you that's ugh. Anyhow, so I just thought I would post a video blog because I think a lot of people don't really know another option that's out there for birth control. And it is very scientific. I am a nurse and I can tell you from experience and from the medical profession it is 100% legit. It's not what everyone thinks it used to be, but it's called natural family planning. And what it does is you use 3 to 4 different ways of determining when you are ovulating. The key to birth control is knowing when you're ovulating, because the only way that you can get pregnant is if the egg is fertilized by the sperm. But if you know the little fact that the egg usually only lives 24 hours, and if you can prevent or encourage sperm and egg meeting in those 24 hours, you can pretty much manipulate birth. So that's why it's called birth control. Anyhow, so our body gives us signs and symptoms of when we're going to ovulate, because you usually cannot tell unless you have a thing called middle smurs, which means you have a pain literally in your right or left side, depending on what side you're ovulating from that month, that when the follicle is released. But most people don't have that, and I have felt it a couple times in my life, but it's nothing that I depend upon, that's for sure. So signs and symptoms that you may have that you're about to ovulate are, I'm sorry if this is gory or gross, but I'm assuming people out there might really want to know. Temperature, you record your temperature every day, but temperature is only a cross-check, and by no means is it the only thing that you do. And honestly, I can say I've been doing it for 7 years and I don't take my temperature anymore, which is kind of bad, I guess, technique-wise, but I feel very confident in my other signs and symptoms. So just know that it may seem like a lot taking your temperature every day, every morning, but you get into a routine, you get used to it, and anyhow, it's all what you put out there, I guess. So you check your temperature, but that's only a cross-check, and that only goes up after you've ovulated. A lot of people think that it goes up when you're ovulating or before you're ovulating, but it only goes up after you've ovulated. So that's important to know if you're trying to prevent childbirth, because there's a little rule: after ovulation, after your temperature goes up, 3 days later, you can start having intercourse again. If you want to have a baby, then you know if your temperature's gone up, it's already too late if you haven't. So the second method of knowing you're about to ovulate is your mucus signs. What happens is you, on a daily basis, you notice that there might be something in your panties or when you wipe or whatever, and the closer you get to ovulation, it changes colors. It's usually like yellow and thick, and then it will get kind of an egg white, clear white, and it could become really, really stretchy. Not that you need to put your fingers on it and do it, but you know, whatever floats your boat. And you can even tell, like, sometimes you'll be wiping and like, whoa, it's really long. That's when you know you're really about to ovulate or you are ovulating. And the concept behind the fertile mucus, that's what's called fertile mucus, is when it becomes more clear white egg white consistency. That fertile mucus helps keep sperm alive much longer. I think if sperm is left in the vagina, which is very acidic, it dies within I don't know, I forget, a day or so. But if it is kept in the vagina with fertile mucus, it can live for 3 to 5 days. So this is important to note if you're trying to prevent childbirth. As soon as you start showing signs that you are having this fertile mucus, you don't want to have intercourse, because it can leave that sperm in there and keep it alive until the egg actually drops, and then you have fertilization. If you're trying to have a child, then that's the time when you want to get busy. So also, there's other rules in that if you're trying to prevent, you know, you don't just, as soon as you see a sign that you are getting ready to ovulate, you don't stop. I mean, there's a lot of rules. We'll get into the teaching later. And then there's also signs of your cervix. When you are about to ovulate, your cervix drops down and it gets soft and it opens up a little bit. And so you can actually feel this. It's like what they check when you're pregnant and you're going in for your, you know, weekly check. It's the same thing that they're feeling as the cervix opening, and you can do this yourself, you know, in the bathroom or whatever. And anyhow, so in doing these 3 things, you can tell whether or not you're about to ovulate and decide what you want to do, you know, lifestyle-wise. And it really, if you're trying to prevent childbirth, it only really means maybe a week that you can't have intercourse at most. Depending on how strict you are, there's all different kinds of rules. There is a book and classes that you need to go to. They're 4-month-long class, 4-month-long classes, and when I say there's 4 months, they're not like you have to go to school every day for 4 months, but it's like, okay, you record your cycle for a month, then you go to class, you have homework, you watch slides and do some activities, and they review your charts with you. Then you record for another month, and then you go to class again. And so it's really like 4 sessions, but it's over a period of 4 months so that you're able to have documentation from your last cycle, and you can use it to, you know, figure out where you're at and when you could and when you couldn't, or depending on what you want to do. Anyhow, the book that I use is called Natural Family Planning, and The Art of Natural Family Planning. This is the 4th edition. Again, I did this back in 2001, so it's the same book, but you get monthly charts that you will record. Mine's kind of a mess because it's just moved, but anyhow, so you'll learn how to do all these different things. But I just wanted to kind of put this out there because I don't know if a lot of people know about it. The way I came about it is through the Catholic Church, and even though I I'm not a church-going Catholic, I wouldn't even really call myself a Catholic anymore. I still use natural family planning because it works and it's natural, and that's the whole point of my lifestyle right now. So I don't see us ever changing, and I can't imagine taking any type of artificial hormones or putting something up inside of me that doesn't belong. So just wanted to post this video blog. Hopefully it can help someone. Again, and the website for the course kit is ccli.org. I'll post that on the side, and it also is very, very inexpensive, and you go to people's houses, and I want to say props to Charlotte and Fletcher, who taught me and my husband how to use natural family planning. Anyhow, just want to give you the brief overview. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.